Hello. Okay, this is going to be take two, everyone. I wasn't quite prepared enough during the first one, but I'm coming back to do Are You Afraid of the Dark Season 3 because it's October and Halloween's coming up, and I'm in the mood for more Are You Afraid of the Dark. So, the season starts off with David and Kristen leaving the show. Um, I guess it's said that they both moved away suddenly, which makes me think that perhaps they went to Las Vegas and eloped. But if you don't remember, Kirsten was like the kind of tall, broad-shouldered blonde girl, and David was the creepy, pale-skinned, sort of mini Billy Corgan kid. So they are replaced by two new cast members this season, starting off in the first episode with Tucker, who is Gary's really annoying little brother. He's really an annoying little shit, and I don't know. It's kind of weird that they would choose to make a character like this, because you would suspect in a show like this with a wraparound, you would kind of want. I don't know. I'm just not sure what purpose it serves to have like a super unlikable character, telling you ghost stories. But maybe there's a purpose to it. We'll see as I continue with these. This is only going to be the first 5 episodes. This is going to be part one. I'm going to break these up a little bit. So this first episode is Tucker's story, and he has to tell it, to get into the club. It's the tale of the Midnight Ride, and this is basically a retelling of the legend of Sleepy Hollow. Ian is like this kind of awkward, skinny kid with ginger drape hair, the curtains. And he shows up in town. He's new. He falls for a pretty girl, and her ex-boyfriend isn't too happy about this, so he tells Ian the tale of every Halloween, the Headless Horseman returns and, I don't know, rapes people or something, murders people. And so he tells Ian that he can either get his ass kicked by him or he can go to some road. I forget what it's called. The Road of Souls or something weird. Some kind of road. He has to go there and get this jack-o'-lantern to prove to them that that he doesn't deserve to get his ass kicked. So he does it, and he finds out the Headless Horseman does show up every Halloween, and he meets Ichabod Crane and all that. This episode is pretty standard. Nothing awful, I didn't think, but nothing too great. It's just basically a retelling of the Legend of Sleepy Hollow done Are You Afraid of the Dark style. So I'm going to give this 3 out of 5 magic bags of sand. Next up, episode 2, we got the Tale of Watcher's Woods. I always liked this episode a lot. It's a memorable one from childhood. It's basically about a camp, and there's 3 campers a long time ago who got lost in the woods, only leaving behind their little rape whistles. And it's suspected by the campers that they were captured by the Watcher in the woods, who's like this Native American evil ghost spirit that lives in the woods. So we start off with Sarah, who's this kind of goody two shoes, really nice character who gets picked on by Kelly. And Kelly's played by Jewel State, who's an actress I really like. She was on Firefly, and she had her own show on the Disney Channel called Flash Forward a long time ago, kind of a kids soap opera, sort of like what was that show called? Camp Anawana. Salute Your Shorts. And in this episode, she plays a big dickhead who wants to pick on Sarah a lot, and of course they get paired up to go on a hike together in the woods, just the two of them, and Kelly leaves her, abandons her in the woods, basically to starve to death and die, I guess, because she's that much of an asshole. And then Kelly gets captured by the 3 old camper ghosts, and Sarah encounters the Watcher, and all kinds of good stuff happens after that. I really like Jewel State's performance in this episode. She's very convincing as a total dick. And one thing I really like about it is a lot of times when a female character is an asshole in a movie, it has to do with her femininity. Like it's an old woman who's upset at younger women being pretty, or it's a really pretty girl, like Mean Girls, who is upset that other girls aren't as pretty as her, or that they're trying to be prettier than her. And this has nothing to do with looks. It's just she's just a dick. She's an asshole. And I think for some reason that's kind of strangely progressive of the show. Another thing that I liked, which shows you the time it was made, is Kelly, Jewel State, she actually tries to light up a cigarette at one point in the episode, which I thought was pretty cool. She's a real bad girl, And she actually has a moment of character development, which is really rare in Are You Afraid of the Dark? Because if you think about it, you take away the wraparounds, and there's like 14 minutes to tell each of these stories. So character development doesn't happen often, but it's just a single line. She says, You know, I'm stuck here at this camp because my parents didn't want me around for a few weeks, and it's really nice to get a little bit of character development in an episode of Are You Afraid of the Dark? Let's see what else. Oh, one of the old women who plays one of the old campers is actually the old woman from The Tale of the Lonely Ghost, which is one of my favorite episodes. Another thing I like about this episode is we find out early on that Kelly is afraid of rats. And at the end, she has to redeem herself by reaching into a pile of rats and pulling out one of the whistles. You find out later on that if they get the whistles back to the three witch ladies, then, everything will be peachy. And she has to reach into a big bag of rats, overcome her fear, get the whistle, and save Sarah, who she left for dead in the woods. And it's kind of a nice tale of redemption, actually. So I really like this episode. And I think I gave it 4 bags of sand. Yep, did not write it down, but something like that. Okay, on to episode 3. This is the tale of Room 214. This is Kiki's story.